The Huawei MediaPad M5 is a new premium tablet with a high-resolution display, fast hardware, and Android 8.0 Oreo. Its other highlights include 4 speakers, a fingerprint scanner, and an optional keyboard cover. But how good is it during everyday use? I'm NJ for mynexttablet.com, and this is my Huawei MediaPad M5 review. I got my Huawei MediaPad M5 in Germany for 399 euros, and prices should be similar in other regions. As of now, it is available in Europe only, but that should change soon. According to Huawei, the tablet will be released almost worldwide, including the United States and all over Asia. Alright, as you can see, the design of the Huawei MediaPad M5 is really nice, and it feels high-end. Because it is. In fact, the body is completely made out of aluminium. The edges are curved a bit, and because of that it is comfortable to hold. It's not too heavy with a weight of 498 grams and not too thick with 7.3mm. However, it is not the thinnest tablet out there. That record is still held by the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2, which was 5.6mm. On the right side we get a power button and the volume controls, and all the way on the bottom is a USB Type-C port and a pin connector for an optional keyboard cover. On the right side there is a microSD card slot, and if you have the LTE version, the SIM card goes into the same slot. I didn't mention a 3.5mm audio jack because there is none. Instead, Huawei is shipping the tablet with a USB Type-C to headphone adapter. That is really disappointing because there's more than enough room on a tablet. Well, if you want to use headphones, you have to remember to bring the adapter, use Type-C ones or a Bluetooth headset. Like most higher-end tablets, the Huawei MediaPad M5 has a fingerprint reader on the right side of the display. That way you can unlock it without having to type in a password. And indeed, the fingerprint scanner works very precise and is fast. The fingerprint sensor supports gestures. With those you can replace the standard home, back and recent apps buttons. During my time with the tablet, those gestures worked great most of the time. However, sometimes the home gesture wasn't recognized immediately. That might be a problem with my device only, and if not, then Huawei should be able to fix that with an update. On the back we get a main camera with a resolution of 13 megapixels, and on the front we get an 8 megapixel camera. The camera on the back stands out a bit but does not feature an LED flash. Considering this is a tablet, the picture quality of both cameras is really good. Most tablets can record videos in 1080p only, but the MediaPad M5 supports 4K videos too, and you can take pictures in the RAW format. While the images and videos look great for a tablet, the cameras are not as good as with recent smartphones. On the bottom and top we get 2 soundbars with 2 speakers each. So like the iPad Pro, the MediaPad M5 has 4 speakers in total, and indeed for a tablet the sound of those speakers is really good. I enjoyed listening to music and watching movies with it. Obviously you will get a better sound with good external speakers, but again, for a tablet the audio quality is great. The Huawei MediaPad M5 has a 10.8-inch display with an aspect ratio of 16:10 and a very high resolution of 2560 by 1600. It has a higher resolution screen than the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 or Lenovo Tab 410 Plus, and yes, especially text and icons look very sharp on this tablet. Other aspects of the screen are great too. Colors look nice and saturated, the contrast is good, and the viewing angles are wide. Another positive is that the screen is fully laminated. That means that unlike the new iPad, there is no air gap between the IPS panel and touchscreen. The display is bright enough as well, but not the brightest out there. I've been able to use it outside, but in direct sunlight you will see your own reflection. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 offers a bit nicer screen with its Super AMOLED display. So overall the display is good, but Samsung's is a bit better. Inside the MediaPad M5 runs a high silicon Kirin 960S octa-core processor that is made by Huawei itself. 4 of those cores are clocked at 2.1 GHz and the other 4 at 1.8 GHz. In addition to that, we get 4 GB of RAM and a 32 GB internal storage. In the future, Huawei is going to offer versions with 64GB and 128GB as well, and you will be able to get it with LTE too. The Kirin 960S is a fast CPU, but not as fast as the normal Kirin 960, which sits inside the MediaPad M5 and MediaPad M5 Pro. With the later ones, the 4 high-performance cores are clocked at 2.4 GHz instead of 2.1 GHz. Well, the SoC is about a year old already, but that doesn't matter that much. Other manufacturers like Samsung and Apple use older chips for their tablets as well. That's a bit sad, but however that makes the MediaPad M5 the fastest Android tablet currently available. My benchmark tests show that as well. In the Geekbench 4 single-core test, the M510 got 1,636 points and 5,623 points in the multi-core test. In the Antutu benchmark, it got a result of respectable 17,349 points. As you can see in my benchmark comparison, that makes the MediaPad M510 one of the fastest Android tablets I reviewed. However, in the Geekbench single-core test, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 is just a bit faster, and the MediaPad M5 and M5 Pro are just a bit faster overall because of the standard Kirin 960. During my everyday use, the performance was as great as the benchmarks suggest. I did not have any issues with everyday tasks like watching YouTube and Netflix or surfing the web and Chrome. The multi-window feature built into Android works great as well. I often use Chrome and Microsoft Word at the same time without any problems, and editing pictures in Lightroom is smooth as well. In my gaming tests, the MediaPad M510 got very good results too. Games like Mortal Kombat 5 and Asphalt Extreme run great at high graphics settings, and that is the case for Into the Dead 2 as well. But I had to turn down the graphics just a bit to get no lags at all. That goes for PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds Mobile as well. It runs smoothly at highest graphics settings most of the time, but to see no lagging at all, I would suggest turning down the settings a bit. The Huawei MediaPad M510 is the first tablet to ship with Android 8.0 Oreo. We've seen smartphones with Oreo for a long time already, but with their tablets a lot of companies are a bit slow. So it sounds sad, but the M5 really is one of the first ones with Oreo. Together with Android 8.0 we get the EMUI in version 8.0. That's a custom interface from Huawei, and if you ever owned one of their phones or tablets in the last couple of years, you will feel right at home. The UI didn't change that much recently. As we are used to from Huawei, the interface is heavily customized. In fact, out of the box, only 21GB of those 32GB are free. There are a lot of apps and games pre-installed. You can uninstall a lot of them, but not all. If you want, you can customize the interface a lot yourself. For example, there is no app drawer out of the box. Instead, all apps are installed onto the home screen. However, in the settings you can activate the app drawer if you like. There's a lot of stuff in the settings, and if you get this tablet, I would recommend going through all of them once. One of the few new software features is the desktop mode. If you have the official keyboard cover, the desktop mode is activated automatically once you connect it, but you can activate it manually too. For example, if you want to use it with another keyboard and maybe even a mouse. The desktop mode kind of looks like a mix of Android, Windows 10 and even Windows XP. Well, XP only because of the standard wallpaper. Anyways, just like in Windows, we get a start menu, a taskbar and a notifications bar that really kind of looks like Windows 10, but it is Android. While in desktop mode, you can open apps in Windows and open them next to each other or on top of each other. However, some apps work in full screen only, and among those is Chrome. And sometimes you can open an app in a window but not change its size. Well, as I said, you can't open Chrome in a window, but you are able to do that with Microsoft's Edge. I think the desktop mode is a great and interesting idea. I might be the only one, but I do indeed work with every tablet I review, and I welcome any additional productivity features. But during my review, I didn't enjoy the desktop mode that much. The desktop mode feels a bit sluggish, and as I mentioned, you can't open all apps in Windows anyways. It's a great idea, but Huawei has to improve the performance of this mode before it is really useful. Instead, I prefer to use the standard multi-window feature built into Android that works great and is much faster. Let's take a look at the battery life. Inside the Huawei MediaPad M5 10 sits a battery with a capacity of 7500 mAh. In my standard battery test, the tablet lasted 12.5 hours, so the M5 10 is not on the top of my battery life comparison, but for such a powerful tablet the result is great. For my battery test I'm always looping an HD video at 50% brightness and activated Wi-Fi. During my everyday use the battery life was very good as well. If you use it occasionally with watching YouTube and surfing the web in Chrome, the battery should last you several days. Obviously it depends on what you're doing. It lasted me a whole day while working with this tablet using Chrome, Microsoft Word and an hour-long Skype video call at maximum brightness. Alright, can I recommend the Huawei MediaPad M5 10? As you have seen, I can indeed. The build quality, display and performance are very good, and at the same time we get great speakers, a fingerprint scanner and a decent battery life. However, it is not without flaws. I think that a media tablet should offer a standard headphone jack, and I think the interface is customized a bit too much. I can live with it, but overall I prefer vanilla Android, similar to what we get with Lenovo's tablets. Starting at €399 and probably a similar price in US dollars, I don't think the MediaPad M5 10 is too expensive. Obviously it is not cheap, but for a premium tablet that price is alright. The biggest competitor is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 with its nice Super AMOLED screen, but usually that one costs over $100 more. I see it more as a competitor to the MediaPad M5 Pro that will be available later. Another direct alternative is the 6th generation Apple iPad. That one offers a premium build and a great performance as well, and starting at $329 it is quite affordable. However, unlike the MediaPad M5 10, it does not offer a laminated screen. I will do my best to review it as fast as possible. Alright, that's my review of the Huawei MediaPad M5 10. No matter when you watch this review, you can find all of my current recommendations under the best section on mynexttablet.com. And I am Andrzej for mynexttablet.com. Thanks for watching.